Welcome back to another episode of 40 Facts About the 40K Universe. I am your host, Gershwan, and you are watching One Mind Syndicate. Today we continue talking about Imperial worlds and Imperial citizens as we jump into my favorite, the Feral world. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. We post Warhammer 40K content every single day. Of course, if you have any suggestions, comment down below, and don't forget to share these videos with your friends if you found it interesting or if it inspires you to create some also awesome kit-bashed units. Also, share those units with us on Instagram. But with that said, let's get into 40 facts on the Feral world. Feral worlds are the planets where the dominant culture is trapped within a primitive state, often much lower technologically than the rest of the Imperial worlds. This can range from nomadic human tribes with little more than spears and a mastery over fire, to once advanced planets now reduced to barbarism from environmental catastrophe, xenopredation, or other world-shattering events. Natives are likely to have grown up without technology and have to survive by hunting or farming with primitive tools and their own two hands. This makes Feral worlders hardy, strong, tough, and able to survive in the worst of conditions. At first glance, Feral worlds might appear backwards when compared to more technologically advanced worlds. They are indeed trapped in superstition and ignorance, but no less so than the denizens of any Imperial world, and the concept of progress is unknown here as anywhere else. Their barbaric nature is as pronounced as any other planet, but here it displays a harsh, personal brutality and dispenses with any veneer of higher civilization. Feral worlders can view weather conditions as signs from the sky gods, and the remains of ancient devastated civilizations as relics from ancestors who touched the heavens before hubris brought them down. This is no different, however, than a hive worlder who tills powerful machineries through rote actions and dogmatic chants, or reflexively makes the sign of the Aquila before entering a hab room for the first time. Both see the world around them through a thick fog of superstition, not even knowing that there is more to know. To live in the Imperium is to live in ignorance, an awful but blissful experience compared to the horrible truths the Inquisitor knows. Feral worlds are as important to the Imperium as any of its planets, and each tides men and materials just like any other world. This means that even if most of the population is ignorant of other planets, often a ruling elite connects to the Imperium and governs the world for it. Populations on Feral worlds are often kept in check by their faith in the Imperial Creed, and the ecclesiarchy ensures that instilling this faith is the first step when incorporating such a world into the Imperium. On many such worlds, the local religions and beliefs have thus been supplemented by the faith in the Emperor, although it could be that he is known by different names, such as the Skyfather, Master of Storms, or Stormlord by the primitive natives. Even if a Feral worlder knows little of the Imperium, it is doubtless that he has not heard tales of the Emperor, and was raised to revere him as a god. There is a near limitless variety of Feral worlds, each different from the next, often mixing ancient cultures and technological levels in a myriad of combinations. For example, one could be little more than an alien wilderness of volcanic tundra, where ignorant tribesmen bow down to effigies of the Emperor, whom they call the Father of Lightning. Here they hunt flying lizards across deserts of ash and dust, using weapons of black volcanic glass, until the Skymen call them to serve beyond the world's edge, never to return. Another world could be an endless swamp covered with complex territories of nomadic tribes who wear the bones and skins of great amphibians and constantly war with each other for survival. Some show the signs of previously advanced civilizations long since blasted to ruins from wars or natural catastrophe. Man might live in crude caves nested in crashed orbital towers that could predate the Imperium, or perhaps be of Xenos origin. Hunters could use spears tipped with fractal metal shavings to fend off beasts mutated from domestic pets. Feral worlds are defined only by their limited levels of technology, where populations have little choice but to live in a primitive state. Feral worlders may become inured to the appearance of void ships in their skies, and mighty armored warriors in their cities, their people accepting their place in the universe, perhaps even scorning the Skymen for their feeble reliance on metal trickery, when the test of a true man can only be measured in muscle and bone. Feral worlders might one day leave their planet, either taken as part of man-powered tides, or as part of an Inquisitor's warband, but still retain the primal essence their upbringing provided. These people can be diverse and might encompass nomadic hunters, cave dwellers, and village craftsmen. What they have in common is that they are tempered by a hard life of living outside, fighting constantly to survive with little more than the skin on their back and the blade in their hand. This makes the Imperium favor feral worlders as soldiers and warriors, where their brutality and survival instincts serve them well, while their lack of knowledge and their limited understanding of the galaxy matters little. Some of these individuals may have taken up arms for the Imperium and later used these skills in the service of an Inquisitor. They are drafted into the Imperial Guard by the millions, whole regiments formed from single tribes or clans. Soon their swords, spears, and shields are replaced with lasguns to fight the enemies of mankind. It can be a brutal and unforgiving way to leave their surroundings behind, thrust into a war light years from their home. Those that survive are destined to become amongst the best the Imperium has to offer, skilled in the arts of war, but retaining their hardy origins, able to adapt and endure where others have failed. Others might also leave their world by choice, seeking out the tales and legends they have heard of from off-worlders and men that walk between the stars. These are rare individuals indeed, fighting their way up from nothing to take their place among the Emperor's faithful. More likely, feral worlders seek help to explore the stars, impressing the Imperial acolyte or even an Inquisitor with combat prowess or tracking skills and earning a place at his side. Some are burdened with a psych or curse. These damned souls can expect only a lifetime of being feared and reviled as shaman, wizards, or oracles. Many face a brutal death at the hands of their own people, or become a sacrifice to their ancient gods, taken away by the black ships of the Adeptus Astrotelepathica for sanctioning and training in the use of their gifts. Some might in time come to be of use to the Imperium and their new masters. And those were 40 facts on the feral world. I am serious when I say if you are working on a kill team or just any type of army that has feral world elements to it, definitely hit us up on Instagram. Our Instagram tag name or name or whatever is just One Mind Syndicate. And yeah, just hit us up, either do a hashtag or @ and we would love to see your work. Like I told you guys before, feral worlds are probably my favorite Imperial world, next to a Cardinal world. And it's just because, like, of all the craziness that you can do with a feral world. You're exposed to the wilderness, but at the same time you're exposed to, like, the technology of the Imperium. So creating an Imperial Guard regiment from a feral world is something that I'm definitely gonna do. Right now, the reason that I was making this video is because I am working on my feral orcs. It's actually quite easy. I just wanted to get some ideas as far as, like, what the environment is like. So when I create the lore for these feral orcs, you know, I have something to base it off of from 40K. But yeah, I'm working on the feral orcs. I'm just taking the savage orcs from the fantasy line, or at least I bought savage orcs way back when. I don't know what they're called now. And now the box is like, I think you get like 15 or 20. But yeah, I only have 10, and I'm gonna kit bash them with my regular just orc boys and see how it turns out. So I'm really excited for that. I'm gonna do a lore video on it, and I'm probably gonna throw in a how I created it, so like a kit bashing type of blend video. If you guys know of any YouTube channels that do a really good job of just showcasing miniatures, especially conversions, please let me know. I would love to check them out. Currently, I'm checking out some YouTubers that I really like their styles. I've been watching a lot of Miniac. It's a YouTube channel, and it's dedicated more towards like hobby videos. So teaching you, it's like painting tutorials and like different ways to get around, like how to use a paintbrush, how to set up your painting area, or things like that. But I really love how he pays attention to the quality of the video more than the quantity, which is the exact opposite of what we do. We really focus on quantity, not so much quality. But now, thanks to our patrons, because Patreon is doing a little better now, we are able to invest a little bit more time into our videos, and I want to, like I said, start creating these videos that showcase the miniatures that I'm actually working on and just make it look better. So I want to see examples of YouTubers that you guys watch that are really, doing the right thing and focusing on the quality, and just see how they actually go about doing that. Because we have a pretty good camera. It's just, again, we don't have time. But thanks to our patrons, we are getting that time now. Now, if you guys want to support us a little bit more, this is the perfect place for me to plug the Patreon. It's a simple $1 a month. It helps us create more videos for you guys. And of course, I'm going to be putting down in the comment section below the link to Miniac, just in case if you haven't seen his stuff. Really recommend you viewing his channel. Also, there's a terrain YouTuber by the name of, let me see if I could remember, Miscast Terrain, I think. Awesome content producer in terms of quality again. So I really want to adopt just the look of both of these two guys, and if you guys have more recommendations as ways for us to step our game up, please comment down below. Again, link in the description to both of their channels, just because they're cool guys. We haven't contacted them or anything, but yeah. If you guys like these videos, don't forget to share them. If you can't support us on Patreon, simply by liking, commenting, and sharing, it helps out the channel. And thank you guys so much for everything. I'll talk to you tomorrow. This is Gersh1 with One Mind Syndicate signing out.